For 42 years, I led a secret double life. I held a secret that I would fight for and I would keep until I died. And I, in fact, did. I was lying on that floor in a cold pool of dark blood. That's when the miracle happened. My alcoholism was lifted from me. I would not have wanted to live had that not happened. I was being kept alive. I was in a coma. I was being tube-fed, and I was on a mechanical ventilator. I don't know about you. That's my worst-case medical scenario. I walked out of that hospital on my own power, unaided, 4 days later. I knew I'd been spared for a reason. Alcoholism is alive. The basis for all addiction is spiritual. Alcoholism has one objective, and that's to kill the alcoholic. It'll get them alone first if it can. And its success rate in doing this is astounding. 6,000 people in this world die from alcoholism every single day. In the short time it's going to take me to give this speech, 70 graves are going to get dug. The only recovery that can occur for the alcoholic is through a spiritual experience. There is no other way to conquer alcoholism or addiction. I could not break free from the grip of alcoholism. I excused myself from a board meeting as an executive of that company, quickly found myself a stall that I could lock myself into in the bathroom. Being a nuclear submarine officer, formed a pressure shield between my mouth and this baggie and proceeded to vomit a gallon of bright red blood into it. The truth of the matter is, I've been bleeding to death for over a decade. I left that hospital with a thirst for knowledge. So I learned as much as I possibly could about alcoholism, about science, about healing, about transformation, about spirituality, about recovery, as I possibly could. And I anchored myself because I talked with hundreds of people, alcoholics in different phases of their lives, addicts in different phases of their lives, and those affected by alcoholism, and those who treat it. Primitive people, people not as scientifically advanced as us, had a different perception of alcoholism than we do now. The word alcohol comes from an ancient Arabic word, al-kul. It means body-eating spirit. I have found that scientific dogma severely limits our perspective on illness, on healing, and recovery. Severely. What's dogma? You know, dogma in my mind, that's that cul-de-sac where unorthodox, contrary, even absurd ideas go to get slowly strangled to death. And it's killing people. Dogma is bias, and bias causes stigma, and stigma kills. I remember all the blood, all the pain, and all the suffering, and I remember a very long, painful death. I remember that. If it were not true that there was a power greater than the reach of any science on this earth, I would not have the title Almost in my book, I Almost Murdered a Complete Stranger, because I would be dead.